some technical tips to help with your experience during this presentation. First, if you'd like to see the presentation, join by computer, tablet, or smartphone at rb.gy/HLU50Y and then click Join by Browser to join without having to download WebEx. Otherwise, you can always remain on by phone only and listen in. If you have headphones or earbuds, it may help with the quality of the audio. If you hear an echo, double check to make sure that you only have one session open. Lastly, if your screen looks strange, use the F5 key to refresh or Command R if you're using a Mac. If the presentation image does not improve, you may have to reload your browser. If you would like to make the picture bigger, you can click on the two arrows in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Welcome Anthem Blue Cross members. My name is Elizabeth McGonigal and I am one of the health promotion consultants for the Anthem Medicare West region. We are excited that you all are here and are able to join us for today's presentation. Also joining us today is Tiana Reed. She is also a health promotion consultant for the Anthem Medicare West region. Today's agenda includes a background about Anthem Blue Cross. We'll go over some customer service and support, then dive into our main topic for today, stress and coping during a pandemic. Tiana will then highlight areas of Anthem Blue Cross benefits and go over frequently asked questions and resources that are available to you all as Anthem Blue Cross members. Lastly, we'll end the presentation with any questions you all may have. Throughout the presentation, you may ask a live question at any time. There's a chat box that is available that allows you to ask a question to just the host or presenter. No one else attending will be able to see the question as to maintain your privacy. The question will get sent to the host or presenter behind the scenes. You'll get a direct response. However, that again will only be seen by you. Make sure you select Send Privately. Also, throughout the presentation, there'll be poll questions that we will ask you all. There'll either be an option to manually type in an answer or select from a variety of options. If you have any problems or questions, just submit them in the Q&A section and we'll make sure that we can help you out. Anthem Blue Cross is a trusted market leader that services over 1.2 million Medicare Advantage members nationwide. Just within the state of California alone, Anthem Blue Cross serves 100,032 Medicare Advantage members. We now have our first poll question. We plan to call you after this event to discuss your plan to complete the preventive health screenings you need in the way that feels safest to you. Please type your name and best phone number to reach you in the box to the right of your screen. So what is stress? Stress is a natural part of life and is our body's response to fight or flight. When most people hear the word stress, they put a negative connotation to it. However, stress can actually be a motivating factor for people to reach certain goals. For example, retirement is actually considered a good stress. It may seem stressful knowing that all the work you've done over the years has come to an end. However, the goals accomplished along has gotten you to this amazing new phase of life. There comes a time, however, that when there's an abundance of stress, it can negatively affect you physically, emotionally, and or mentally. How we respond to stress differs from person to person and can be the difference between living with good stress or de-stress. Now for a little recall question. Is there such a thing as good stress? Answer A, if you do think there is such a thing as good stress, or B, if you do not think there is such a thing as good stress. So A would actually be the correct answer, as good stress helps with achieving certain goals. What about during a pandemic? There can be both good and bad stressors during a pandemic. Negative stressors may include the feeling of having no control over the pandemic, fear of getting sick, not knowing what resources you need, isolation, or losing a loved one. How we respond to these experiences can help with managing some of those stressors. For example, though we may have no control over the pandemic, we do have some control over how to stay safe, like taking extra precautions of wearing face masks, social distancing, regularly washing hands, and going out when necessary. Isolation can feel foreign and lonely. However, there are ways to put a different perspective on it. Take on a new hobby. Learn how to use that intimidating computer or smartphone to talk to your loved ones. Gardening, home improvement projects, or even playing games. Losing a loved one is an extremely stressful event, especially during this time. However, take the opportunity to reach out to someone and talk. Use online counseling services, or scrapbook those wonderful memories, or prayer are great ways for bereavement. Select the option you think is the correct answer. High stress levels can put you at risk for which of these chronic conditions? A, cardiovascular disease, B, high blood pressure, C, type 2 diabetes, D, obesity, or E, all of the above. E would be the correct answer. Stress can actually put you at risk for all of those conditions that were mentioned. Some people experience stress in different situations. You may feel your heart race, become fatigued, feel excited, or may become irritable. These are all normal responses to stress. The problem lies when stress becomes chronic, which can lead to many negative health effects. Chronic stress has been linked to a number of medical conditions such as cardiovascular disease, hypertension, GI issues, migraines, obesity, type 2 diabetes, decreased immune function, and evidence of increased incidence of early death or death from cancer. It affects how we get good quality sleep as well as our ability to stay active and eat right. Not only can chronic stress affect you physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. It has been linked to cognitive impairments such as forgetfulness, memory recall, reasoning, and attention. Increased levels of cortisol, or stress hormone, can be a key contributor to Alzheimer's and dementia. Chronic stress has also led to increased rates of depression and anxiety. These factors can lead to an overuse or abuse of alcohol and drug dependence. To help with decreasing your risk of chronic medical conditions, such as the ones that were just mentioned, the importance of preventive health care becomes important with decreasing your risk of developing or improving your chronic medical conditions. Being able to identify risk factors can be key in preventative care. Risk factors may include stress, poor diet, lack of exercise, smoking, alcohol or drug use, or family history. Understanding certain signs and symptoms when it comes to your health can help you identify issues early before they worsen. For example, unexplained pain, increased fatigue, increased heart rate or blood pressure, just the feeling of something isn't quite right. Talk to your doctor when you do start noticing these early signs can actually help prevent or decrease your risk of certain chronic medical conditions. Doctors may order tests, which you can take in a doctor's office, or with some testing, you can actually have them sent to you directly and you can do the test in the comfort of your own home. We'll actually email you a video on how to perform some of these tests from home. There's also the option of drive-through screenings that may be within your local area. Right now, how do you feel most comfortable getting your preventive screenings done? Would you A, go to your doctor's office, B, have someone come to your home, C, mailing in a testing kit, D, going to a drive-through screening location, or E, you don't plan to have any preventive screenings during COVID-19? Just a reminder, your answers will not be seen by anyone attending this event. Important preventative health screenings should be done regularly. That should be done regularly include diabetes screenings, colorectal screenings, and breast cancer screenings. A quick and efficient test for diabetes screenings include A1C testing, which looks at your blood sugar levels over the past 3 months. It can help identify prediabetes, diagnose type 1 and type 2 diabetes, and it actually helps monitor your diabetes treatment plan that you may have with your doctor. This test can be performed in a doctor's office, a lab, a take-home kit, or drive-through screening. There are a number of methods to test for colorectal cancer, which include a colonoscopy, a CT or CAT scan, sigmoidoscopy, or fecal occult blood test, and fecal immunochemical test. Colonoscopy, CT, and CAT scans and sigmoidoscopy tests must be performed in a clinic. However, a FOBT and FIT test can actually be performed in a clinic, or a test kit can be mailed to you so you can put it at home, or you can be given one at a drive-through health screening event that you can take home and perform yourself. Breast cancer screenings are an important preventative screening that can initially be performed at home by doing a self-breast exam, feeling for any abnormal lumps. They may also be performed by your provider in a doctor's office. The most important screening for breast cancer is your annual mammogram, which can be done at a radiology center or doctor's office, or there are some areas for the option of a mobile mammography unit, which is done from a large coach bus. An ultrasound may be performed, or breast MRI if deemed necessary by your provider. It's recommended that these preventative screenings be performed to help manage your overall health. Services include an annual wellness visit, bone density testing, annual mammograms, colorectal cancer screenings, annual flu vaccine, and shingles vaccine. For a full list of preventative services, you can see your evidence of coverage. There's a link, again, that will be emailed to you that goes into how to perform take-home test kits, such as a colorectal test kit, kidney function test kit, and diabetes A1C test kit. As we get older, it becomes really important that we take the preventative steps to combat stress due to the physiological changes that take place that comes with aging. As our bodies age, so do our cells. Fitness and lung capacity tend to decrease, and the presence of chronic medical conditions makes it a little bit more difficult to bounce back from stress. Not only do our bodies change as we get older, but so do the types of stressors that we may experience. When we're younger, chronic stress may be due to work overload, school, work-life balance. As we get older, stressors may change in living conditions, from living at home to a retirement facility, nursing home, living with family. You may be caring for grandchildren while your own children are working. There's maybe income changes, losing loved ones, or decrease in mobility or independence. So how do we manage this stress? It really varies from person to person. One of the most important factors in managing stress is understanding that actual event. Is it something that you can control? Is that situation really important or not? The other is understanding how you react when you are under stress. Do you become irritable? Do you isolate yourself, cry, maybe overeat? Understanding yourself and being aware of the early warning signs can actually help with preventative measures you can take before the issue actually becomes chronic or debilitating. There are many forms of stress management, and it comes down to really what works best for you. Relaxation techniques can help with managing stress. There are so many forms of relaxation, to include deep breathing exercises, meditation, prayer, yoga. All of these methods have been shown to decrease heart rate, blood pressure, and stress. You can do them all from the comforts of your own home as well. Another form of stress management includes good sleep. Adults need about 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep a night. Sleep not only helps with decreasing stress, but it actually also helps decrease the risk of chronic medical conditions such as obesity. It helps improve your immune system, and it's vital for recovery. What we do to prepare ourselves before we sleep can make all the difference in the world. If you struggle with sleep, please speak with your medical provider. Physical fitness and nutrition not only help us with disease prevention, but stress management as well. When we exercise, we release endorphins, which are our feel-good receptors, and it helps decrease cortisol, which helps decrease stress, improve sleep. cognitive function, and weight control. We should shoot for 5 days a week of some type of aerobic exercise and 2 days a week of some type of strength training. Eating right helps us be more efficient with our exercise. It also helps with weight control, and focusing on whole nutrient-dense foods can help with managing stress as well. A balanced diet of fruit, vegetables, lean meats, and complex carbohydrates helps balance insulin levels, maintains a good metabolism, and provides energy and nutrients essential to staying healthy and fighting off diseases. As important as it is to take care of our bodies physically and mentally, feeling a sense of connectedness is just as important. In a world of social distancing, staying connected with loved ones becomes vital, whether it be a phone call, a video chat, or even just a letter. You can also volunteer, which can help prevent that sense of helplessness and is also very rewarding at the same time. And lastly, with all the different forms of media and news outlets, one thing that can be beneficial in managing stress, especially during a pandemic, can actually be minimizing the amount of information you're getting. There can be a lot of conflicting information or a sense of never-ending bad news. So it's important to understand what is going on in the world. However, being bombarded with information can be overwhelming and stressful in itself. So educate yourself, find reputable sources, and try not to flood your senses with the news. We will also email you a couple of links that you can actually visit to practice any type of deep breathing exercises, as well as an example of guided imagery. When experiencing a life event such as this pandemic, it does become important to make sure that you are healthy. And in the event where you do start to feel ill or need medical attention, knowing where and when to go becomes important. If you do start to feel ill or feel you need medical attention, always contact your doctor first. COVID-19 symptoms may mimic symptoms of a cold or flu. If you're experiencing a mild to severe fever, cough, shortness of breath, loss of taste or smell, call your doctor's office and see what actions they recommend. If symptoms are severe or life-threatening, please call 911. A lot of you may have already had appointments scheduled for a routine appointment or scheduled appointment for a specific condition. If this is the case, call your medical provider to see if there's something that this might be able to be postponed. If not, inquire about utilizing a telephone appointment or telehealth option like Skype or Zoom if you have the capabilities. There may be instances where you have to be seen in person, and if that's the case, follow your doctor's recommendations and utilize CDC guidelines of wearing a mask or face covering. Practice social distancing, wash your hands regularly with soap and water, or use hand sanitizer, and minimize your contact with others. Some may have experienced that their doctor's offices have adjusted or minimal access, or you have an issue after hours. If this is the case, you have access to if you have access to a computer with a camera or smart device like a iPhone or a tablet with video capabilities, then you may be able to utilize Live Health Online without having to go to a doctor's office or emergency room. All Medicare Advantage members from all states have this benefit with no copay. Live Health Online offers unlimited live online consultation with an in-network physician, psychologist, or social worker. Online visits with a physician or medical services are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Online visits with a psychologist or social worker are available by appointment during weekdays, evenings, and weekends within days or less. Appointments with Live Health Online Psychology may be made from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. subject to availability. During the consultation, you can interact with the provider through online chat, live two-way video, and telephone. After evaluation, a course of treatment is developed, which may include an electronic prescription, which can actually be routed to a selected pharmacy for pickup. Prescriptions are not available with Live Health Online Psychology visits. There are a number of medical conditions that can be treated with Live Health Online. These include allergies, cold, cough, diarrhea, eczema, rashes, skin lesions, fever, flu, heartburn, sinusitis, sore throat, and UTI. Behavioral health conditions that may be treated include anxiety, depression, grief, panic attacks, relationship or family issues, stress, and stress with coping with an illness. There are many avenues that are available in helping with your health and coping with stress of a pandemic. The beauty of technologies nowadays is that we are able to access so many different resources. Apps for your smartphone or tablet make it super easy to have these resources at the touch of a finger. We will email you a list of recommended apps to use to help with managing some of the stress. Anthem provides many resources to you, from benefit information to helping find care, as well as online access tools to interactive tools. Anthem not only offers live health online, but has also partnered with Silver Sneakers to provide online exercise videos designed specifically for seniors, an app you can download on your phone, and gyms across the US, and all free under your Medicare Advantage plan. Also, take advantage of what your community has to offer. Knowing what is available in your area to assist you in your needs can help relieve a lot of stress. AuntBertha.com can help you find services in your area for food, transportation, housing, and even job training. You can search services near you by simply typing in your zip code. Also, look into your local gyms and senior centers for activities that you can participate in from your home or in person when given the green light. I hope you found this presentation about stress and coping during a pandemic helpful, and that you can utilize some of these resources to help.